Everyone, welcome back to the channel today. Quite an interesting little machine that I have got here. These are called Toshiba Librettos. This one I've got is a 100 CT. I actually had two of these machines, which ended up getting rid of one of them because, well, to be honest, I've had both of them for a couple of years and never used them. And yeah, I don't need two of them, to be honest. So I ended up selling one. Both of them don't have batteries, various issues and things like that. So I ended up moving one on to Alistair from Al's Geek Lab. He's linked in the description there, another New Zealander who does YouTube. But yeah, so for this one, I think what we'll do is we'll factory restore it because I've got the factory recovery media, as well as come up with an aftermarket power adapter. So here is the AC adapter that these little machines use. My camera will focus, and it is literally just a standard Toshiba 15 volt power adapter. So you can see there, 15 volts, 2 amps. Machine itself draws about 1.6, and there's the model number PA25250, 1U. And the problem with these units is they use a really annoying connector, which is not a standard barrel connector. I have no idea why Toshiba decided to go that route. I've only got the one power supply. These machines, as people know, are quite expensive, even new, but used on the second-hand market. These are getting quite rare and sought after. The power adapter, I think, was about 140 New Zealand dollars, 150 maybe. So quite expensive. I don't have a second power supply to send Alistair, but I do have just a standard Toshiba one, and it's the same sort of 15 volt 2 amp unit. Yeah, it's actually the same size as the OG one, and this came with like one of those really thin portages. I think they were. I've covered one of them on the channel before. I personally don't like having just a 2 amp power adapter. I prefer to have the bigger ones, given I'm not traveling with these things anymore. Less stress on the power supply as well. So what I'm thinking of doing, and I've seen this before somewhere on another YouTube channel and I can't remember where, is I have a bunch of these little connectors, and they can fit in the back of the charging port. So what I'm thinking of doing is actually wiring, it's not very thick gauge wire, but to be honest, it doesn't really need to be. I mean, the pins are tiny in there anyway. But what I'm thinking of doing is actually cutting the barrel connector off one of these AC adapters and soldering on these wires to make a power adapter. So we're going to clean this machine up, and what else? Yeah, we're going to factory restore it, make a power adapter, play some games maybe on it, see what's on the factory restore thing on the OS, and go from there. Alright, let's get started with the system restore and cleaning of this unit. Okay, quick progress update on the unit that we're going to be sticking with, at least for the first half of this video. I had to swap the CD-ROM from my backpack unit drive. Or was it some random HP burner sort of stopped reading disks slowly as it went on. So what it's doing now is it's just inflating the files from the CD-ROM to the hard drive. So we'll let it do that. And then yeah, I think for this machine what I'm going to do is just replace the keyboard with the nice one, as well as the pointer nub, because that is looking rather tacky or smokery. I don't know if this is a smoker's computer or what, but the keyboard is definitely yellowed. So yeah, looks like it's installing Windows 95. Interesting, I thought it may have been 98, according to the cab files there. So yeah, I'm gonna let it run through that and see what happens. Okay. Let's restart it, see what it does. This will be the first boot from the archive.org recovery media. Hey, we actually have display drivers. Okay. Okay, just finding some new hardware. Set our time zone. Don't have a printer. Hey, we're at a desktop. So I think what I'll do at this point is fit the other keyboard, the other nub, clean it up, and then yeah, I'll plug in a display adapter and we can explore the OS. So it's pretty easy. Just flip this over and we'll undo these two cables. Oh, it gets quite warm, this little computer. Also, this one's got a RAM expansion board fitted, so that's pretty cool. Be a pretty rare option these days. So flip that over. Pop the little tabs back in, and this has got, I'm not entirely sure, I think those are grounds. So got the feeling that these are not supposed to go in this way, but good enough. Okay, slide that down. which just clips on like that. Got one of these covers. Doesn't need a lot. Oop. Okay. This is the dock port. And because there's no battery in here, I can't put pressure on the palm rest, of course. We're gonna take off this disgusting nub. Ugh. And I'm gonna put in the one from the other machine. Looks a bit better. And yeah, I think I'll just give it a clean. It's got some regular LCD cleaner here. The screen has some lines on one side, which you guys have seen, of course, but I'm not touching it, given what happened to that other one. I think we'll let sleeping dogs lie there. Just got some regular glass cleaner here. I'm not going to go too hard on this just because it's fragile, as we have seen. I think it might be some parts I'll do with the magic eraser sponge. I'm just going to give this just a decent little wipe down, nothing too crazy. This back cover is especially disgusting. It's just really discolored. So this actually might need a magic eraser. One of the other reasons I wanted to replace this back cover is it's cracked along here. Ugh. That's okay. I'd rather have a working machine than one that's broken. Getting a little bit better. Just do these buttons. Yeah, they needed doing. I do have some JB Weld made up. I could put a little bit on that back cover, but to be honest, I don't think it's going to stop it splitting. So I think I just need to be gentle. Yeah. Not perfect, but definitely a lot better. There we go. Looking good. And might as well just quickly give this a wipe because I don't think it's ever had one. Nice. I think what I'll do is pop. Oh, this is broken. Good thing I got some JB Weld made up. I think while it's still liquidy, I'll go and fix this cover. Off camera, I gave this a little bit of a clean as well. Okay, so here's the laptop all fitted, and with the dock connected, yeah, it looks a bit ridiculous having all of that plugged in, but at least it's got a dock. So yeah, let's jump on the computer that I'm capturing on and let's have a look around the OS. Okay, here we are on the machine. So this is pretty much straight out of the box. Let's see what we're working with here. 64 megabytes of RAM. Don't know what's going on with that. I wonder if it's something to do with the date. So I'll throw a few digits up. Holy moly moly. Go down. So yeah. Standard Toshiba user's guide. Introduction to the machine. Mini notebook. Offers the 166 megahertz Pentium 1, Windows 95, AccuPoint, Terrible Touch Pointer, Active Matrix LCD, which is pretty big at the time. Wants us to do this. I haven't seen this before. This is pretty interesting. Pre-installed software. You can create backup diskettes. Okay. Oh, that will be the master disk creator that I saw. So we're just taking the time to order the diskettes as safeguard. Blah, 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 blah. Well, we've already got that from archive.org. Got a registration button. Oh, interesting. So it removed its own shortcut and set a Toshiba wallpaper 1.0. We will register later, but we will not remind us. Master disk creator. So I guess this is when you put in floppy disks that can back up the drivers, things like that. Full power mode, power standard Toshiba power utility. Yeah, the other cool thing about these little laptops is they often come with OPL 3 sound by Yamaha. And TeleSync, I think this is something to do with the IR receiver, is it? Yeah, infrared or serial. Oh, that's pretty interesting. You can transfer via serial or parallel. Okay, those don't do anything. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. So I guess it's kind of like laptop sync or lap sync. Or bundled software with the Norton Commander. Video CD player. We've got the standard suite of Toshiba things. Shortcut utility. I haven't seen that before. That's pretty weird. Shortcut bar. Does this... yeah. Okay. Can I close it? Yeah, anyway. We've got the display switcher, the hardware setup. Does all the usual stuff. Power on, security, multiple pointing devices, caching, display, stretching, which I don't think you'd want on a display like this. PC card configuration. Yeah, so prompt to push the power button and standard Yamaha software. Okay, so yeah, other than that, it's just standard Windows 95. Do we get any... Oh, we do get some different wallpapers, that's pretty cool. Couple of Toshiba ones. Got the Neo Magic software there. No DirectX installed. Do we get any screensavers? Other than the standard ones, that's about it. Yeah, pretty much just a Pentium 1. Okay, well, yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it's just a standard Windows OS. I wonder if I could get my backpack CD-ROM driver going in here. Might see if I can work on that off camera, because I wouldn't mind installing a game or two on it. Okay, so if I've pushed the power button, that's what pops up. Cool.
Holy shit. Come get some.
Okay, to get started here, we're going to need a few things. I've got some heat shrink tubing. Where are my focus pointers on this thing? Heat shrink tubing. Got some standard wire strippers. My connectors I'm going to use. I don't need that, that's my good power supply. Got my donor power supply. Multimeter here, solder, helping hands, that sort of stuff. So yeah, nothing too crazy. Let's get my soldering iron going. So these power adapters, Toshiba's normally been pretty good using their 19 and 15 volt power adapters, but basically this one, if I can get this to focus here, is a center positive. So where my thumb is, here, center positive. So that means the inside of the barrel is going to be positive and the outside is going to be negative. So I'm wondering if I can just take some of this and strip it back so I can see what sort of wire we are working with here. Peel this outer layer back. Take a little bit off the end of this one. What I can do is stick my multimeter onto continuity mode. We can confirm what the polarity is, because the last thing we want to do is mix that up. So I'm betting the inside is this white one. Yeah, so the white part inside of this cable is positive. And that is positively identified. I'm here all night. Unfortunately, this is not going to be a real nice quality cable, but I guess it's either this or you're spending almost $200 in today's money on shipping a OG power connector. And yeah, I know which I would be doing. Okay, so now that I've got these two wires together, I don't have to worry so much about heat shrink tubing because, well, I can get it over this little cable anyway, so not a big deal. Come on. Okay. So that's the positive side. Just double check my connection. Yep, we are solid. Slide that over. Like so. Looks like I started to melt that insulation, so it's probably not a bad thing that I'm doing this. Okay, so the other tool I'm going to need is a heat gun or something, which is the proper tool for this job, but I don't have a heat gun, so just a very light bit of fire. Just heat that down. Cool. So that's the positive side. Let's go. I'm just going to come in here and do the same thing. Just bond these two wires together. Perfect. Not too hard. Get my heat shrink. Slide that over, bit like that. I'm going to push it right in as well. Get a heat gun / whatever you can use to heat the heat shrink down. Like that. And the one thing I am going to do is put in a bigger piece of heat shrink tubing just over both. Just like so. And I can heat that up. Once again, you want to use a heat gun if you've got one for that, but I just don't have one, so it's on the long list of things I need to buy. Camera would focus. There it is. Not the prettiest, but it's either that or you're spending quite a lot of money on an original power adapter. The only one extra little thing I'll do is just put a tiny little bit of heat shrink over the end of this. I'm going to leave a little bit exposed just so you can see where you're plugging the connector in, like that. Like a glove. Cool. I'm just going to clear up my table. Oh, actually, I think first, before we do anything, let's just quickly check for shorts. Do a test. Yeah, multimeter works. And negative on shorts, so no shorts. That's beautiful. Yep, we have our 15 volts and the polarity is correct. Sorry, I can't show you on the multimeter. I need 3 hands for that. Cool. We have our first connector. Let's clear off the table and give it a try. Okay, so here's the docking station for the Libretto. And what I'm thinking is that the dock, you could almost, if you wanted to try and permanently attach the cables to the dock, but thankfully it's labeled which side is positive and which one is negative. So you can see there on the left is positive, on the right is negative. So we simply plug in, all my dry hands, been cleaning. It's a little bit hard to show, but there's the positive that's plugged in, and as I said, because there's not enough room, negative side. Okay, there it is. I had to turn this around a little bit to get it to fit, but I mean, if you're not plugging it in and out, that pin fitment's actually not too shabby. So, I'm gonna put my only unit on the line here for science. Triple check the polarity. Plug it in. We should see this light here go green. Yep. Cool. I'd say that was a good success. I mean, it's not ideal, and I still think Toshiba did one of those boneheaded movements of, you know, putting that proprietary connector on. God, my one here, the screen Still got those lines on the side. Just gonna try and switch some of the parts around, but yeah, these machines, plastics are really quite brittle. Alrighty, yeah, well, I think that wraps this one up. I'm just gonna close this video out here and saying, yeah, got this one factory reset and cleaned. The one I sent Alistair, yeah, it had broken plastic. This one's yellowed a bit as well. The keyboard's a bit odd. But yeah, and I've got lines on the screen, but as I found out, yeah, the plastics are very brittle on these machines, so I would avoid doing any major disassembly on them if possible. You can separate the top half easily enough, but anything beyond that, yeah, really not worth it, to be honest. And if anyone knows where to find a battery for these things, I mean, I had a dead battery I sent up to a company up north in Auckland, and they kind of destroyed it, taking it apart. So I don't even have a shell to put back in here. So I've just got this hole, and you can't rest your hand on here, otherwise you'll break the plastic. So if anyone knows where I could get a battery, I've tried eBay, I've tried Google, or if there's a design to 3D print one and put some stuff in it. It's a real shame I don't even have the circuit board, the charging circuit board for this. So, is what it is. I mean, to be honest, the machines themselves aren't very usable unless you dock them, so I guess it's just gonna sit on a desk, but still, been wanting one for quite a few years, even if the usability on these is a little bit rubbish. See, like I'm struggling here to left click, right click. Yeah, it's not him. But yeah, still really cool piece of history, tech history, and I can see why people like these things, so yeah. Anyway guys, I'm gonna leave everyone to the weekend or day, and yeah, thanks for watching me try and factory restore and set try a different technique to replacing a power adapter. Alrighty, catch you guys soon in the next one, and thanks for watching, and bye for now.